Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. Stay tuned and I will show you the best I can how I made this. I made a video, but I totally redid it after that. So, 12 volt circuit tester made from a screwdriver. So stay tuned. Okay, we'll show you how we made this. I'll show you that first. Don't poke yourself. Do this first, then cover it. Because once the wire's on, it's kind of hard to grind out. Okay, here's what we did. We bored this out. You can't see it because of the glue now. It's probably like 5/16. We started with the 1 bit, the next size bit. You just be careful. I use my hand and my little cordless drill because the bit will grab it, it'll try to suck it in there. And I didn't want to put it in a vise, so I just went little by little. I did take the Dremel tool and grind a hole down in there, so when the bit started, it was already stuck in there. That's what I'd recommend. Grind a hole to the first size of the bit, which was probably 3/16. So your bit's already stuck in it before you turn the drill on. I think that's clear. Okay, what I did is I worked my way up, okay, and I got a bunch of these, and I had to take this part of the bulb off. So it was this diameter, okay? So that's down in here. There's the part where the bulb is. I put Sharpie marker on this part. All this bottom right here where there's no bulb, like halfway, it's all black Sharpie marker. So you just get a little bit of a light. I had a white bulb in here with this off, and it was just way too bright. You want your tester not to be too bright, like the ones that are orange colored. That way you can tell low voltage to high voltage, like when your alternator is charging or not. Because when it's bright, you can't tell. Okay? We went in here and made a small 1/8 of an inch offset going up against the metal with a metal screw. Can you see that? That little nice chrome screw. It actually goes up in the plastic and touches the shaft. Okay? That we wrapped a fine piece of wire on that can be crammed in there, okay? Okay, now we have these had these wires hooked up like this. What we had to do is we had to fold one down like this. We made a groove in the plastic so it would slide in here because with the wire it was just too tight. That's wired to the one on the screw. So I just crammed it all down in there. It's real fine wire, so it crunches really easy. You know, you can push it, it just pushes into there. And I did the same thing with the wire going to this cord. It's hooked in like out here about this short, and then I kind of tucked it around, and it's not even got tape on it. It's not touching anything in there, and it is folded over and shoved down in the hole. This wire has a knot in it, so when I shove the knot in there into the hole, I put the hot glue on it, and it's pretty tough. That's just melted with a little piece of glue over my lighter. Like I've always showed, then I put it down in the hole. So you don't even need a glue gun. I've showed that in other videos. So, it's pretty simple. It's really hard to see in there. I could probably try to shine a flashlight in it. But you can see the jumble of wires in there. Probably better without it. Let's try it that way. Can you kind of see the wires are all jumbled up? You can almost see the knot in the cord. Right in there. You can almost see the Sharpie marker on the bulb. Then you can see the screw. I mean, this is pretty simple to do. Just make a big enough hole. That's like 5/16. I could have went 3/8, but it was sticking so bad with a 5/16 drill bit that even after I made the hole and I wanted to ream it out a little bit, it will suck that bit right in there. And as soon as you turn on the drill, it just wants to suck the bit into that plastic. So beware of that stuff. Do that at your own risk. This is one wire out of an appliance cord. Okay? See how soft it is? I had too heavy a wire. I had like 14 gauge red wire. It was way too stiff. You could not roll it up like this. I'm glad this is Sunday in the Shop. You can do you couldn't do that with it like this. And there's like 5 feet of wire on this thing. I mean, look how much wires on it. Hey, you might want to reach from the battery clear across the motor in a car. See? That's why I made it for automotive use. And I found this really good old school alligator clamp. We're using the tripod here today. And I had to kind of redo it so this would slide up on there. So the wires are wrapped around. That will clip even onto some bolts of your top post terminals inside. See how wide it opens up? It kind of hits right back here. You could grind some of that plastic out if you want to open wider. See that? Oh, if these screws, if these screws feel kind of stripped out on these, put some strands of copper wire down in the hole. You're shoving it through anyway, through here. Shove a few down in the hole. That's what I did, like 2 or 3 of them. That way it grabs the screw. And you know you got a connection. It's only a test light. You're not going to put no voltage through here, okay? So I'll show you mine. Let me jack this up a ways. Here we go. It's going to be jerky. Raise you up. I bought this stuff from this company a long time ago. I don't get paid to show any products. But I always tell everybody, go to this website and look what they have. They'll even send you a catalog you can look through, a little paper. It's pretty good heat shrink too. I'm sure you can go to Harbor Freight and buy it. But, you know, this had blue, white, red, and I don't know how many colors. Yeah, it had black, clear, white. See right here. See what it had in it when you first got it? 2 black, 2 clear, 1 white. I mean, that's a nice variety. Well, I had to clear on the screwdriver. See how big it is? Here's my whistle telling me it's lunchtime and I'm working to it. And it took forever to get it to shrink up on there. So I added the blue over top of it. You can see where heat with the light it turned black. I didn't want to get out my heat gun, but you want this, you don't want to be shorting this out. You don't want to be hitting some 12-volt source and have this in. So it's double insulated, doesn't have to be. From the Dollar Tree, 2 for $1, so I got 50 cents in this. I had all the bulbs were given to me. I don't know, I think Road King gave me these one time. What they do is they go in a panel. Where's the clip? They go through a hole in the panel, then the clip goes on. See that? And then that goes on the back and it pops in the panel. Probably like for old radio equipment, ham equipment. I mean, they're old, but I think they're more than 12 volt. If you could find a bulb that's like 28 volt, that's better because you'll never burn it out. Remember, the dimmer the bulb is, the easier you can tell the voltage change. So, this is not that bright in there. You don't want it real bright white. I tried that. Enough of that. I think you got the most of it. Of what I used. And let's go on to show you a couple things I found when I was looking through my electronic stuff for parts. A couple different odd things. So stay tuned. Hang in there. Okay, I found this in my travels of digging through all my electronic junk drawers looking for bulbs and everything. It's probably 3/32 seconds, brass brazing rod, a sewing needle I'd made. And I did a pretty good job on it. Heat that, hammer it down. I could have dremeled that, or a Dremel with a drill bit. That's not a regular drill that drill. It probably would have been a drill bit in your Dremel tool. And I bet I did it after I flattened it. See how it's closer to one side. This stuff's not hard to do. I've made them out of steel before. I've showed it made out of steel. You can got a big 6-inch long one. You can sew tarps together with it. But that's pretty nice for homemade. Let's straighten this out and clean it up. This bent every other way. I had like this cramming it in my drill battery. That's nice to have. You know that. Like I said, that's 18 volts, and I had it hooked up there. I don't know how many times I never burned it out, so it's not going to burn out on 12 volts. So that's one thing I want to make sure of. You can handle a fully charged 18-volt battery. It's not going to burn up. So let's clean this up. We'll put it on the vise, take the hammer, straighten it. We'll sandpaper it, clean it up, make it look nice. We'll be right back with it refinished. Okay, we got it on a black background, which is easier to see. It's probably not as good as when I first made it. I just took 1,000 good sandpaper. I didn't want deep scratches. Used my vise anvil, my little tech hammer, and straighten it out. Here, I'll stick it up on the wall or somewhere where I can see it. And then I'll still be looking for it. Where's that sewing needle at? It said it was used mostly as a probe for sticking in a wire or something. That's probably why it's in my electronics drawers, boxes. I showed a video on that. I've got over probably 30 years, or, oh jeez, more. Yeah, probably 30 years of collecting electronic parts. I had a video. The plastic drawer cabinets, all kinds of old radio parts, the resistors and inductors. And I used to play around with CB radios, so I got a lot of that junk. I mean, it probably just sat there and rot. I'm dead with that stage of my life. I'd like to give it to somebody if they worked on them antique radios. I worked on mostly the crystal sets, 23 channels. They're easier to work on. There's no real small stuff soldered in them. There's no circuit little miniature chips in them. And it was all old school parts. And I'm not don't ask me any electrical electronic stuff. I'm just a fix it. But I used to get free radios because they'd hook them up backwards and burn up a diode in there. It would just keep blowing the fuse. All you do is put a new diode. You could chop the diode, but that's not very safe. Put a new diode in there that costs probably 50 cents and the radio worked. I used to get such a kick out of that. I got a free radio because someone hooked it up backwards. Okay, let's go on to something I found, a little keychain knife. I showed this before, but I got to show it again. Because it's made in the USA, I know it is. Okay, weather report. It tried sprinkling rain a little bit last night. It's probably 75 outside with a 70 dew point, so it ain't going to take long. It's going to be getting hot here today. It's supposed to hit 90 again. It's ridiculous. We're still in a drought. I haven't mowed my yard since, I think, a day after July 4th. I mowed it one time to mow down the weeds. Okay, this is made in USA. This is when stuff was made pretty good. You come across this stuff, you know, don't walk by it for a few dollars at a flea market or somewhere. In a flea market, you know, pick it up if it's this good a shape. Look at that, you got a screwdriver bottle opener. That's a flat and not too bad of a knife blade. If you spend the time on this knife blade, it will get you by in a situation if you have to cut something. Made in USA. I can prove it. It says it right. Right there. Look at that. Trim brand. That's back when they made fingernail clippers that were worth using. That company made that. When I would not buy another brand of fingernail clippers unless it was this brand. That's just the way I was. It's stainless steel. Now, you'd almost swear these blades aren't, but this is. Because look at the color of it. Look how shiny more chrome these are. Well, let's clean this up just a little bit. Then we'll come back and show it to you and take some close-up pictures of it. And this thing, you can put it on a keychain, do whatever. I'm sure that it will still go, yeah. See, you can put it right on a keychain. It probably have one of them little beaded chains on it. Those would break, you'd lose your stuff. Easy opening. See that? Man, imagine if I had a bunch of these, I'd be selling them. I'd be giving them away. If I had to, so people could have them. I mean, this is pretty nice. Anybody that likes old stuff like me, ain't that nice? Before we clean it, let's measure it. This thing's what? 2 1/4 inches long. Here, let's go up here. You don't have all them fractions. First half-inch wide, go backwards from the 3. Learn how to run your ruler like that, to go backwards from a number. Like, say you put the 3 over here instead of the 3 here. Get away from all the little marks, you don't need them. So it's what, a half-inch. What's this, plus 5/16? Hold on. No, it's actually under a quarter. It's actually only a little over 3/16, not counting where this rivet sticks out. Oh, I'm breathing heavy. I'm sorry, but the air is getting thick in here. I hate to turn the fan way up. We'll be back. Let's clean this up. Caught myself on saying, okay, we're back. And we are done. No. This is just, these are green kitchen scrub pads. I want something a little bit softer than them maroon ones that really are coarse. Then we're going to flitz it. So there'll be a picture of this, and there'll be a picture after I flitz it. I might start carrying this thing. Doesn't this look like I did or somebody tried making it into a screwdriver? Look where it's ground on. I'm going to leave it alone for now. Here, back off a little. I'm going to file that work on that. That is sharp, but not sharp enough. I'm going to take that in, and this evening I'll set her with my diamond file. I said you got the angled, cone-shaped, whatever, tapered rod. But first I'll take the flat one and make that flat. So if I don't make the video yet, I'll include the picture, but focus. I'll take a picture. You'll be able to see it. See how it's going to ground and record. I'll try to smooth that out, make it a little bit better knife blade. You're not going to do surgery with it, but you might as well make it nice. I may start carrying this again. I know I had it on a keychain years ago. Okay, battery symbol below means you talk too much. Let's get to work and polish it. Well, this is the best I can do as old as it is. It's all smeary, and then you get your fingerprints on it, but that's pretty good. It cleaned up well. Said it didn't have no rust on it. Tried my best to get some pictures. I got a picture where it says USA, and there's some number in there. So, there we go. We're going to call it good for this week's video. So, thanks for watching. I don't get paid to show any products, but when I like the product, I share it and let y'all see it. A friend of mine drives a Harley, and he uses that Neverno cotton stuff in a can. He showed me on, it's like it's lights and stuff. It's not really shiny, and I turned him on the flips, told him to get that. Even by hand, it should be better. I told him if he had to get a 2-bit or come over, let me know. I'll get him some if he can't find it. He's not much of a computer person, so I told him I can get him some or whatever, and I can probably give him the rest of this, order another tube. I told him to come over sometime and I'll show him how good. It was just so hot out that day, 100 degrees. I'll show him how good it works on chrome. That's not bad. You can see my thumb reflecting there. I said it's just a tool, but the cleaner it is, you know, all the better. I have no idea what that is reflecting there. Excuse me, something up above. Well, that's it. We're out of here. Hope you enjoyed the show there. See you next time.